Hi, Coach Lucas here from Jurassic CrossFit, talking to you today about addressing your why and your fears. So, over the course of my career, I have had the pleasure of working with members of the military, professional athletes, and very successful business executives. And for the last several years, I've also had the pleasure of working with several masters CrossFit athletes. And for all of these individuals, kind of understanding their why they do what they do and what they're afraid of is paramount in helping them to attain their peak performance. Okay? Not everyone clearly understands how to address their why and their fears. So I'd like to give you guys some concrete tools to help you out. And as always, take what works for you and leave the rest behind. Okay? So let's start with kind of addressing our why. So your why needs to be intrinsically based. And the definition of intrinsic is the motivation that comes from the pleasure one gets from the task or from the sense of satisfaction in completing or even working on a task. For example, an intrinsically motivated individual will work on a math equation because it's enjoyable. That's not all of us, but an intrinsically motivated person will work on a solution to the problem because the challenge of finding a solution provides a sense of pleasure. In neither case does the person work on the task because there's some sort of reward involved, such as a prize, a payment, or in the case of an athlete, a title, fame, or monetary gain. So let's make sure your why is a clear statement or statements, and then post it in a place where you can see it daily. For example, I thrive on the challenge of CrossFit because it allows me to feel, right? I enjoy pushing myself, hitting new benchmarks because it feels like I'm growing, learning, and improving. And that's what I seek in life. Therefore, if I grew, learned, or improved in any way, I count that as a win for myself. Now, when addressing your why, be sure to delve deeper than the surface to assess whether any of your motivation stems from a desire for approval, acceptance, validation, recognition, or a feeling of safety or support. And whatever your sense of security or reassurance you may be looking for, look for ways in which you can satisfy those through your own means. Seeking reassurance, validation, or approval from others is a common recipe for disappointment. And if you're unable to develop those feelings from within, you're even more likely to set yourself up for that disappointment. And there's additional exercise for this part that we can delve deeper into if this applies for you. So next, let's talk about addressing your fears, okay? Learn to love your fears. Embrace them and start looking at them regularly. And you have to write them down. Doing this exercise in your head doesn't work, right? So I want you to get real and write down every fear you have. Don't censor yourself, just kind of free flow. For example, I'm afraid that I will fail my lift when people watch me. And I fear that my performance will disappoint those that support me. And I'm afraid that I will fall short. And then what I want you to do is I want you to turn those fears into positive affirmations. Like, I'm empowered by people watching and supporting my lifts, like in the open. That was so fun when you guys were there cheering me on. I am unconditionally supported by my friends and family. They love me and support me, not just my results. I'm always learning and growing even when I feel less than, okay? And then I want you to visit that list monthly or as needed and be willing to reevaluate that. I want you to remember, guys, that fears are inevitable, okay? They're a necessary and a physiological response to uncertainty. The emotion fear has been hardwired into almost every individual due to its vital role in our survival. It's an unconscious processing of your amygdala, okay? So it goes back to very basic human roots. And fear and anxiety do a really good job of serving as an early warning system. Fear can protect you, and anxiety is that flashing light that reads uncertainty ahead. Be grateful for these systems, but be proactive and not reactive in your ability to respond. So if you guys have any questions or you would like help addressing or clarifying your why and your fears, or if you'd like any assistance developing your mental game for peak performance, please contact me on Facebook, email, phone, however you want to find out some more information about some of this mindset coaching that we offer. And you can always feel free to book that strategy session where we can sit down and we can talk about some of these things. So thank you guys for sitting down with me and listening to my spiel, and hopefully this helps you. Thanks.